everyone, and welcome back to our deep dive into the secrets of longevity from the Huangdi. Today, have you ever wondered why some people seem to age so gracefully, while others look drained and exhausted long before their time? The ancient Chinese classic, the Huangdi Neijing, or the Yellow Emperor's Inner Canon, offers a profound answer. It's not just about luck, it's about understanding the 5 pillars of life: essence, qi, spirit, blood, and yin. Get these right, and you're not just adding years to your life, you're adding life to your years. Today, let's dive into the first 2 pillars: nourishing your essence and cultivating your qi. First up, essence, or jing. Think of this as your life's battery, the fundamental source of your vitality. You get a starting charge from your parents, but how you live determines how quickly you drain it or how well you preserve it. When your essence is strong, your body develops properly. Aging slows down. Your bones are strong, and your mind is sharp. But when it gets weak, you might notice early hair loss, a sore back, a weak immune system, and that deep-seated exhaustion that sleep just can't seem to fix. So, how do we protect this precious resource? The number 1 rule is sleep. Sleep is the ultimate medicine for restoring essence. The key is timing. Going to bed before 11 p.m. actively builds your essence. Burn in the midnight oil. Even if you sleep in, drains it. Imagine 2:30. One has a regular sleep schedule and a balanced life. The other stays up late, works too hard, and is always stressed. By 40, the first person still looks vibrant, while the second shows clear signs of premature aging. The difference? Their essence. It's a quiet force with powerful results. Another key is conserving your energy. Overworking, chronic stress, and excessive indulgence all deplete your essence. Moderation is your best friend. Finally, you can eat foods that build essence. Things like black sesame, walnuts, Chinese yam, goji berries, and rich bone broth are fantastic for this. Think of it as directly charging your life's battery. Now, let's talk about the second pillar, qi, the life force that makes everything happen. If essence is the battery, qi is the electricity that powers your body. It warms you, defends you against illness, fuels your digestion, and allows your thoughts to flow. When your qi is abundant, you feel energetic and clear-headed. When it's weak, you feel tired even after resting. You might get short of breath, sweat a zelly without exertion, catch colds all the time, and just feel unmotivated. How do you build your qi? Start with your breath. Most of us breathe way too shallow and fast. Qi follows the breath. By practicing slow, deep breathing through your nose, you strengthen your lungs and your body's protective qi shield. Next, incorporate gentle movement. Activities like Tai Chi, walking, and stretching are perfect because they build qi without consuming it, unlike intense draining workouts. Finally, manage your emotions. Joy helps qi flow smoothly and openly, while anger and worry cause it to stagnate and get stuck. A happy heart literally leads to better energy flow. So, nourishing essence gives you a strong foundation, and cultivating qi provides the power to live well. These aren't complicated secrets, but simple, daily practices that have been understood for thousands of years. By focusing on your sleep, your energy, your food, your breath, and your joy, you're taking direct control of your health and longevity. Do you know someone who catches a cold every single winter? Like clockwork. It might not just be bad luck. Often, this is a sign of weak defensive qi, or what we call wei qi. Think of wei qi as your body's personal security guard, patrolling the perimeter and keeping invaders out. When this guard is weak, it's easy for germs to sneak in. The good news is, you can strengthen this defense system. How? Through what you eat. Incorporating foods that boost qi can make a huge difference. Things like astragalus, ginseng, red dates, and whole grains are fantastic for this. By fortifying your qi, You're essentially training your internal army, and you'll likely find those seasonal illnesses become a thing of the past. Now, let's talk about the true master of your body, the spirit, or Shen. Shen is the ruler of your entire life. When your spirit is calm and settled, your body functions in perfect harmony. But when the spirit is disturbed, even the strongest person can fall ill. Do you ever feel anxious for no reason? Suffer from insomnia, restlessness, or constant irritability? Is your mind always buzzing with noise you can't turn off? These are classic signs that your spirit is not well guarded. It's like a king who has lost control of his kingdom. So, how do we protect this vital ruler? First, we need to cultivate our emotions. Emotions are the biggest thieves of our spirit. Anger scatters it, worry binds it up in knots, and fear makes it sink. The key isn't to suppress your feelings, but to learn to let them rise and fall naturally, like waves in the ocean, without letting them capsize your boat. When you can observe an emotion without becoming it, you preserve your spirit. Second, create moments of stillness in your day. This doesn't have to be a full hour of meditation. It can be as simple as 5 minutes of quiet sitting, focusing on your breath. Imagine a glass of water filled with swirling dust. If you let it sit still, the dust naturally settles to the bottom, and the water becomes clear. That's what stillness does for your spirit. It allows all the mental chatter and emotional turmoil to settle, bringing clarity and peace. Third, conserve your internal focus. We live in a world of constant stimulation. The endless scrolling, non-stop chatting, blaring screens, and background noise are all incredibly draining for our spirit. Think of your attention as a finite resource. Every time you give it away to something external, you're spending a little bit of your spiritual energy. Be mindful of where your focus goes and try to turn inward more often. Have you ever felt that tight feeling in your chest, heart palpitations, or a wave of anxiety at your desk? Many office workers experience this. It's often not a physical heart problem, but a case of pure spirit exhaustion. Guarding your spirit can bring relief faster than any medicine, because you're addressing the root cause. Finally, let's discuss enriching your blood. In the landscape of your body, blood is the river that carries nourishment to every single organ and tissue. It's the physical substance that gives you life. Qi is the force that moves the blood. And in turn, blood provides a home, an anchor for the qi. They are inseparable partners. If you're feeling dizzy, have pale lips, constant fatigue, dry eyes, or a poor memory, you might be dealing with blood deficiency. For women, this can also show up as irregular menstruation. So, how do we build our blood back up? The most crucial step is to sleep earlier. Our bodies do the important work of refining and replenishing blood while we sleep, especially between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. If you're consistently staying up late, you're basically guaranteeing blood deficiency over time. No amount of good food can fully compensate for a lack of restorative sleep. And of course, we need to eat blood-nourishing foods. Think rich, deep colors. Red dates, goji berries, spinach, and black beans are excellent choices. For non-vegetarians, organ meats, especially liver, are incredibly potent blood builders. Certain herbs, like angelica root, are also famous for their ability to enrich the blood. By focusing on these simple lifestyle and dietary changes, you are nourishing your body from the deepest level, ensuring every part of you gets the sustenance it needs to thrive. By paying attention to our qi, guarding our spirit, and enriching our blood, we are taking a holistic approach to health that honors the profound wisdom absolutely fundamental to our vitality: blood.
In traditional Chinese medicine, blood is more than just the red stuff in our veins.
It's the river of life that carries nourishment to every cell, tissue, and organ. Think of it as the physical counterpart to our qi. While qi is the energy, blood is the substance that grounds and nourishes us. So, how do you know if your blood is running low? Well, some common signs include a pale complexion, dizziness, dry skin and hair, brittle nails, and poor memory. For women, it can also manifest as scanty or irregular periods. It's that feeling of being drained, not just tired, but truly depleted from the inside out. So, how do we enrich our blood? The first step is to protect our spleen and stomach. These organs are the kitchen of our body, transforming the food we eat into precious qi and blood. Overthinking, worrying, and eating irregular meals all weaken the spleen and stomach, hindering blood production. So, mindful, eating, and managing stress are key. Next, we need to eat the right foods. To build blood, we need foods that are rich and nourishing. Think dark, leafy greens like spinach red, meats, liver, eggs, and dates. Foods like black sesame, longan fruit, and goji berries are also fantastic for building blood. Imagine you're replenishing a deep, rich soil. These are the nutrients it craves. And of course, we need to move our body. Without movement, even abundant blood can become stagnant, like a river that's been dammed. This doesn't mean you need to run a marathon. Simple daily walking is often enough to unstick the circulation and get things flowing smoothly again. I've seen it many times. A woman who's constantly busy, stressed, and sleeps late is almost always blood deficient. But once she starts regulating her sleep, improving her diet, and taking gentle walks, her cycle often regulates, and her energy comes roaring back. Now, let's talk about the gentle power that cools and anchors our entire system. Yin. If qi is the fire that drives us, yin is the water that cools, moistens, and calms us down. It's the substance that keeps our internal fire in check. When our yin is strong, we feel grounded, stable, and calm. But when yin is weak, that internal fire can flare up, causing all sorts of issues. Signs of yin deficiency are pretty distinct. You might experience a dry mouth and throat, especially at night. You might have difficulty falling or staying asleep, feel irritable, or have a sensation of heat in your palms and the soles of your feet. People with yin deficiency often have a thin body type but a fast heartbeat. It's that feeling of being wired but tired, running on empty fumes. So, how do we support our yin? The first rule is to avoid overconsumption. Yin is depleted by pushing ourselves too hard. Working late into the night, exercising excessively, and even talking too much can burn up our precious yin fluids. It's about finding balance and not constantly running in overdrive.
The second key is to nourish yin through stillness.
Yin thrives in quiet, slow, and dark environments. This is why good sleep is so crucial. But it also means that practices like meditation, gentle stretching, or simply sitting quietly are powerful medicine for replenishing yin. Stillness allows the body's cooling, watery reserves to be refilled. And finally, we can eat yin-nourishing foods. Think of foods that are moistening and cooling. Things like lily bulb, white fungus, also known as tremella, sesame, milk, and pears are wonderful. There are also specific herbs like Aphiopagan root and glenia root that are excellent for this. A classic example is anyone who consistently stays up late, like artists, students, or night shift workers. They often suffer from yin deficiency, feeling hot and restless at night and constantly thirsty. Once they start to protect their yin by adjusting their schedule and diet, their sleep and mood almost always improve dramatically. If our last discussion was about living in harmony with heaven and earth, today's has been about living in harmony with ourselves. Nourish your essence, cultivate your qi, guard your spirit, enrich your blood, and support your yin. When these 5 vital treasures are abundant, the body naturally aligns with nature, and illness has a hard time finding a way in. This is the true path to a long and vibrant life, as described in the Huangdi Neijing. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more ancient wisdom. See you next time!